Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the trade-offs of food processing technologies. Basically, all the sets of technologies that are used to create ultra-processed foods, which needs a close on the quotation marks. Ultra-processed foods are going to be defined this way. They're foods with a very long shelf life and generally speaking, 10 or more ingredients, which often include products that you wouldn't find in your kitchen or that you can't understand. So it's weird, it's trippy that we eat this stuff, that we can look at the ingredients and be like, I have no idea what that is, but I'm going to put it in my mouth anyway. But we do, which is kind of a testament to some of the pros of this. So, really simply, the pros of ultra processed foods, and there are pros to these things. I mean, good God, the cons are bad, but the pros are good. They last longer. You can keep, in the natural world, food, once you've taken it off the tree or it's an animal that you've killed, it's not going to stick around for very long and be edible. But we've got foods that you can you can keep a Pop-Tart around for like years. That's not natural, but it's great. So lasting longer. These foods taste better. And I know if you are like a health nut, you're going to say, no, they don't, but you're wrong. They absolutely do. They are modified. They take the ingredients that started out as normal foods, particularly wheat, particularly corn, are modified in ways to make them hyper sweet. Going back to, I think, the first video of this week, we talked about the fact that sugars, salts, and fats are combined in ways that don't happen in nature, but they are combined that way intentionally in order to tap into what we evolved to want. It's stuff that did not exist in nature. So again, back to that evolutionary mismatch idea, Pop-Tarts don't exist in nature, jellies don't exist in nature. These things candies don't exist in nature. But the things that they are combined from are combined in certain ways to just really tap at that dopamine release in our brains. So they absolutely taste better, and they're more attractive. I mean, you look at foods that you find out in nature. I mean, like it's good, eat that stuff, but it doesn't look as good as an Oreo does, and that's that's reality. Okay, so these are the pros. They're fairly superficial though. They last longer, they're more attractive, they taste better, but God, they're not good for you. So let's go over here to the cons. In terms of health, they are lower in lower in nutrients, particularly fiber. Hunter-gatherers eat somewhere between 5 and 10 times more fiber than we eat in a day, which is part of what leads to their bodies being able to, first of all, the fiber contains a lot of microbes. It sticks around in your body longer, so those microbes that get into your gut have something to eat for a long time. All of which contributes to good health. I think, on average, eat somewhere in the single to low double digits of grams of fiber, the average American in a day. Hunter-gatherers, it's more like 100 grams of fiber in a day. So that's a pretty significant problem. It's lower in nutrients. Oh, and I forgot to write this down in there, but we kind of talked about this earlier. Eating these foods increases obesity, increases high blood pressure, increases type 2 diabetes, even increases the risk for dementia. So Oreo's delicious, but they are bad for you. It's not exactly news. The thing that is maybe mildly more surprising although I've led in this direction already by talking about these foods being produced by capitalism, it's worth thinking about when you walk into the grocery store. I mean, everything there is there to make a profit for somebody, but particularly the foods on the aisles. Those things, they didn't just happen to get created. They got created by scientists who work for capitalist corporations who are trying as hard as they can to get you to eat more of it than you need, to up that your 2,600 calories or your 1,900 calories, get it up to 3,600 calories. These foods are designed for overconsumption. It's why and it's not on you. It's worth understanding that. You have the willpower that you have. You're going up against multi-million-dollar, if not billion-dollar corporations that pay scientists to tinker with flavors in order to get you, who you've got a life to live. Like you're grabbing whatever you can grab at a particular moment to get yourself a little bit of food, to get yourself a little bit of energy to address whatever the next thing in your life is. You're doing that while people's entire careers are designed to getting you to pick up an Oreo cookie or a Pop-Tart or a bag of Doritos rather than an apple. That's their job. Of course you're going to pick up the stuff that's lousy for you some of the time. These foods are, again, I mean, this isn't exactly news, but we don't reflect on this often enough. Everything in that huge middle section of the supermarket, everything there is not natural. None of the flavors there are natural. They are all what's referred to as hyper flavors. They're things that don't exist in nature, that are designed not by happenstance to be like, well, maybe people will like this. They're engineered for you to be addicted to them. That's the whole point, because corporations make money by selling you that stuff, whether you're hungry or not. All right, sounds like I'm ranting, and I am a little bit, because it is lousy for us then to blame ourselves for over-consuming these things. We're in a fairly unwinnable battle. The fact that you as an individual may have a genetic predisposition to have strong willpower and just eat salads and fruit, that's excellent for you. You didn't do anything to earn that willpower. You happen to be genetically predisposed to it. Just like I'm genetically predisposed to like Oreos. So that's kind of where we are. It is to blame human beings, individuals, for this situation is to miss the big environment, social environment that is around the decision to choose one food over another. All right, that's it. In the next video, we're going to come back and we're going to, these trade-offs. The trade-off that happened in this video, the trade-off that happened in the last video. Those are, again, theme 1 for the course. Theme 2 is how do these technologies change us? We've kind of gotten a little bit of that, but that's what we'll deal with in the next video.